Hey everybody, Eric Foxman, Balance Personal Training, and today I want to share with you the 8 best abs exercises that you can do at home with no exercise equipment. No ab wheel, no ab crunch machine, no towers, nothing. So let's get started. We're going to lie on our back, knees bent, and you'll notice that there's a slight arch in the small of your low back. Okay, that's normal, don't worry about it. But what I want you to try to do is draw your navel in and try to flatten out that arched part of your back firmly. So I'm going to exaggerate, so I'm kind of got a lot of room in my low back, and without lifting your legs or your upper body, we're going to draw your navel towards your spine. Keep breathing, so you shouldn't be holding your breath and bearing down really hard, and relax. And what's happening is my low abs are shortening, and as a result, my hips are tilting. So again, I can put one of my hands in the arched part of my back, and I push firmly, take little shallow breaths, relax. And one more time. Tilting, drawing my navel down into my spine so I'm not bloating my stomach out, and relax. And you can do this for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, kind of any rep scheme that you want to do. And remember that when it comes to doing your abs, your abdominal muscles are meant to be engaged for long periods of time. It's not like the way that people do, bench press and they do a set of 8 or 10 and they're done. Abs stay involved all the time. They're postural muscles and all part of your core. So exercise number 1 is a pelvic tilt. And remember, you can do a pelvic tilt standing, you could do it seated, but I'm just demonstrating with lying supine on the floor. The second exercise is a bridge. So we're back into the same position, and then this time you are now lifting your hips up. Okay, so I'm making a nice line from my thighs down to my upper body. And sometimes people say, wow, I really feel this in the hips or the glutes or the hamstrings or low back. And the answer is yes. When you do ab exercises, you're often using more muscles. And your abs aren't just one muscle, but you will be involving, your hips, glutes, hamstrings, low back, things like that. So holding this for 5 or 10 seconds, and to kind of advance this exercise, make it a little more challenging, I would put my arms at my sides this way or down, and then I'm going to extend one leg out, holding it 3 to 5 seconds. Try to keep my thighs lined up together. You could either point or pull your toe back, and then that goes down. Keep thinking about a high bridge, and then we're going to extend the other leg, holding it for 3 to 5 seconds, down, and rest. Okay, so that is exercise number 2, which is a bridge, and then a bridge with an extension of one of your legs. The third exercise is a single knee pull-in. So back on the mat again. Knees are bent. Now I'm going to go into a pelvic tilt. Make sure you have a pelvic tilt. And then I'm going to have one knee in, the other leg stays where it is. And then I'm going to extend this leg out only as far as I can while maintaining a pelvic tilt. So the goal isn't to do this, because right now that pulls me out of a pelvic tilt. So go into a pelvic tilt, pulling it in, and then extend only as far as you can, and then draw it back in. So this time you are holding the pelvic tilt the whole time. Okay, and then you can do maybe 10 or 20 on each side. To make it more difficult, you could bring both knees in, make sure that you're tilted, and then we're going to extend one leg while keeping the other knee tucked in towards your chest, and then alternate okay? And the whole time we're doing a pelvic tilt. I'm going to be showing you a push-up plank and then a forearm plank. What you're going to do is, if you could be on a mat, it's going to help you out a lot. And you're just going into a push-up position. The goal of this exercise is to make sure that you are not sticking your butt up and you are not holding yourself down here, but we're just kind of keeping a nice straight line, keeping weight on the toes of the feet. I am doing a pelvic tilt again, so I am drawing my navel up into my spine and I am holding this. And what you'll notice is over time, you'll probably start sinking, 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 and then that's when you want to make sure that you are up. Okay, so that is a push-up plank, and then you can also do a forearm plank, which you're on your arms like this, and then you are holding. Okay, some people do this, some people play with a Rubik's Cube, and you are just holding this position. And again, you know, you can start off with 10 seconds, but it depends on how you feel and what feels like it's going to give out. All right, so that is, let me get myself arranged. That is a push-up plank followed by a forearm plank. Exercise number 5 is a basic crunch. And it's so funny because I've heard I've been training people for over 26 years, and people at one point said, oh, crunches are the best thing, and then no, they're not so good. Crunches are excellent exercises. There's just a lot of different ways to do them. So I'm going to show you a real basic way to do a basic crunch, and you could either have your hands across your body or you could have it supporting your head and neck. You're going to go into a pelvic tilt first, okay? So I'm now tilting, and then it's a small move up and down. That's all it is. I am not lifting up super high, okay? Up, down, small moves. Just like that. So that is a basic crunch. Now, you have muscles that go down, muscles that go across, and then people get really excited when you talk about your obliques, which are the muscles that make like the letter X on the sides of your waist. And so to do obliques, you can cross one ankle. So my left ankle is on my right thigh, and then I support my head and neck with my right hand, and I'm just going to close the distance between my right elbow and my left knee while maintaining a tilt. If I don't touch, it's not a big deal. The idea is that you're moving in this direction. That's all it is. If you're not touching, it could just be flexibility that you're trying to improve and strength. And there you have it. And I definitely feel it right here. So that is a basic crunch followed by an oblique crunch. Okay, exercise number 7, since we're going to be focusing on the sides of the waist, is a side plank. And we can do a side plank in a couple different ways. We can do it where you're propped up on your forearm and elbow, or where you're propped up on your hand. The one on the hand often is more difficult, again, because people find that they're going to be putting a lot of pressure in their wrists and in their shoulders. So let me show you how that works. So the first one, just like this, feet on top of each other. I've got my arm and elbow directly underneath my shoulder. What I don't want to be is out like this, because if I start lifting up, I feel all sorts of weird pressure underneath, and if it's underneath me too much, now I can really feel it in the shoulder. So try to keep it straight underneath. This is just physics. And then you're going to lift, and then some people like to put their hands, like one hand is here, the other hand is on their hip, or they go straight up like that. Okay? And again, holding it for maybe 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it is. Okay, and then the next one is with the hand. So when you do it, you might need to have two hands start you off, but again, make sure that your planted hand is directly underneath your shoulder. So we're gonna go keep the feet where they are. We could rotate, that's what I needed to do. And then down. So that is a side plank from the forearm and a side plank from the hand. Okay, the last exercise is what I call an ab twist or an ab rotation. So this is going to be working your obliques, but also your transverse, meaning going across ab muscles. And you're going to be lying on your back. You're going to put your arms off to your sides, palms down. Knees go to the chest, and then I'm going to let my knees drop towards one side, and then I'm going to rotate to the other side. And again, depending on your flexibility, you may get them all the way flat. The speed is not important. What's important is that you keep your knees tucked up towards your chest the whole time. And we're going back and forth. All right, so there you have it. Those are 8 awesome exercises that you can do at home for your ab muscles with no gym equipment. Try them out and let me know how it goes.